Nick, did you just have would you say is the worst sandwich of your life?
Well, not the worst sandwich of my life. However, the worst sliced deli meat I've ever experienced. Like, had the misfortune of being forced into eating.
You were forced to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, what was so
'Cause I had
bad
a
about the
tenderette.
sliced meat? I mean,
Bruh, the fact that the person that was allowed to use the slicer shouldn't have been.
I used to I used to work in the deli, and I know that it takes skill to work the slicer. So you can't just grab some.
This guy
random
has none of it. This meat was like not thick.
Yeah, it was.
One slice.
It was like bologna
and
thickness.
he somehow managed to mangle the pepperoni too.
Well, this is
But
the
just
deli.
those slices.
This is a deli meat episode, and welcome to BrotherBrother. I hope you enjoyed so far. If you're still listening, thank you. My name's Alex. That's
Nick. This is very important business.
I mean, deli meat's very important, especially when you're consuming.
He should be shot.
So much being cut out.
It's still so early.
Yeah, so early. It's like a minute in.
Well,
2 minutes.
You should have waited to get me riled up with the deli meat guy.
That was like the most recent thing that happened because it was absurd the size of this. It's like you want like paper thin with especially like you were working with hard salami and pepperoni.
Yeah,
some dense meats. Real dense.
Meant to be thin sliced. Yeah.
Oh, yes. You want those just,
or at the very least.
Where you hold it and it bends really, really nicely.
Yeah, it doesn't just retain its
It's not
shape.
just a solid disc.
Like, so you could take chunks out of it if you bite it. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not what you got to experience.
No.
So you had like 2 pieces of meat on this, basically?
Yeah, essentially. It was like 3 or 4 total.
Just thick?
Like, in the package, but like on the sandwich, 1 to 2. And it's still the biggest sandwich you've ever seen.
Was it good?
If I got to choose the amount of meat that was on it, it would have been better.
I mean, if you got to choose like more precisely, like and layer it probably for more flavor.
Yeah, I like layers. I like layers to it, not just sheets of meat.
Thick sheets. Nick, what did Mom send you about Elon Musk? What was that thing? That link?
He's planning on giving.
She didn't send it to me. She just sent it to you.
$5,000 to everyone with his DOGE money.
Oh, just everyone?
In America, supposedly. He's just a nice guy.
You know what it took for the government to give us each $1,400?
Months and months and revisions.
And it was during a pandemic. People were desperate, and they only gave us that much. And we're going to suddenly get like triple that?
Well, yeah.
More than triple that?
You got to pull up those bootstraps, dude. Cut out the avocado toast.
It's backwards.
No,
how we do it.
No,
because it's not possible to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Just do it.
So it's kind of like, we used that saying incorrectly.
It's a literal phrase.
They just are what they are. You know?
Try it. Just do it. I'm rich. Why aren't you? You stupid idiot.
I wasn't born into it. I didn't have a
doesn't that
die
suck?
And just got inherited. When our relatives died, we saw nothing.
Well,
we saw nothing. They had money.
They always had money.
I'm sure they left some to us, but where is it? Where is it?
Spent. If I had to guess.
It just didn't. It didn't have a chance to make it to us. Quite.
Yeah, no, there were too many layers of people.
You hate to see it, especially to people like me and Nick, which
just kind of love being poor.
Yeah, I would love to just pay off some debts and be able to start saving some significant money.
I want to own a house at one point. That's it.
Yeah, home ownership.
That's all.
So build some actual.
I feel like
wealth.
that's not asking a lot, considering.
Considering it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
But
in this day and age,
that kind of brings me to what I wanted to ask you.
With the credit score.
And I did write it down, but I think I might be able to freeball this freestyle at J-Rock style. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Ear it.
Free balling.
Ear it.
Ball it up.
So, you know how student loan debt, you can't declare bankruptcy on that?
Sure. Yeah. Like, even if you have bankruptcy, you still have to pay it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if you had high enough credit, and this could be fraud, and you use that to pay the student loans?
You mean just like use your whole
credit
line of credit
to pay a loan, and then it's paid off, and you're like, woo! But it's still there.
There's a very clear paper trail that you used it to pay off student loans.
What if you waited like
how long?
I don't know. What if you just so it's not possible? Basically, is what you're saying.
I don't think it's possible now.
Because in my wildest dreams when I was a young lad, I was like, I should just do that. But I'm like, there's no way that's possible. Exactly. Yeah. I was like that. There's no way that anyone. It's so obvious that it would be too obvious.
Yeah. No, if you want to do that, you should just like.
Just pay it
max out. No, max out all of your credit cards. Just get it in cash.
Cash
withdraw, and then flee the country.
Because then there's no paper trail.
Just flee. No, just flee the country after that, and then never come back. And they can't send creditors to get you in a different country. They don't have.
And we're not saying do this. We're not condoning anything that we're saying. We're saying.
But that's where you have a good start in another land.
Yeah,
essentially
a new start per se.
Fresh start with your American currency, which is probably more valuable than the one that. At the country you're going to.
You'd be a rich man wherever you go.
You could
depending on how much money you have.
Potentially.
But then it's all about credit. How would you find employment being like an undocumented American?
The plan would be you just have unlimited money basically from America.
Were you just bringing fistfuls of cash?
Yeah, like a suitcase, just like with them all lined up.
Yeah. Well, that's one strategy.
It would work.
You would never be able to return to America and resume normal life.
No.
They would hunt you down.
But you could live in a new country. Not in America.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
That would be fun. A little adventure for you.
It would definitely spice things up.
Yeah.
You know, it would bring a new perspective on your life. It would allow you to explore new places because maybe the first place you go isn't where you want to settle down, really.
Nope, and you can't come back here.
You can't come back here. You can't come back here.
Keep looking.
You got to try again. You got to go to a new place. And I feel like once you're across the pond, it's easier to go from country to country rather than, come back and go and then back and forth.
That countries in Europe are much smaller than America, right?
Right, and it's not separated by an ocean, so you can more easily.
You can just drive.
And trains.
You can just drive across it in like a day, probably.
If you have a car, but how are you going to get a car?
American currency,
with your fistfuls of cash.
Yeah.
You could buy a car honestly with that much money.
In another land, yeah.
So you could. I mean, it's a viable. It's a
viable strategy that
probably
people have done. And will work in the future if needed. What's your credit score
for those cards? My credit score, the high is 770s. From the last time I checked, or 780 something.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's because like I said, I fucking we're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
You just pay the full thing. I don't pay the statement amount. I pay whatever is currently owed on it. I pay the full. I get no interest. Pay the full thing before it's due.
That's fine.
And then that way you only get rewards points, and then that's one way to build dollars.
The rewards points.
Yeah. Because then if I have like $100 and cash back, I can just redeem that for statement credit if I really want to. And then it's just like, okay, cool.
Does it have to be at 100 on yours? Mine's 25.
No, it doesn't have to be 100. That's just an example.
You should redeem it as soon as you can, like every time.
I let it build up. Sometimes you can get gift cards for like less than the value. So like you can get like a $25 gift card for like $17.50. Or like a $50 gift card for like $40.
It's a good scam.
But if you use points, it's like you're spending even less, and then you're using free money. So it's like whatever you buy with that, it's like basically free.
The points aren't free, Alex. You don't get the points for free.
Well, I get points for just paying the bill, for paying what I'm spending.
Yeah, for spending.
I'm going to be spending the money, so
you might as well use it for that.
I might as well get points for spending the money.
Yeah.
That's why I use credit cards. The guy I work with told me he doesn't use credit cards at all. He doesn't have one.
People do that.
That's not good. You should have at least one.
At least.
That you
preferably two.
Well, yes. I keep two on me.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I think I have one. And then my debit card.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't carry with me, but I do.
Your debit card?
Yeah.
You got to go to the weed store now.
You never know.
Stop at the bank.
You never know. I could just use the credit cash thingy, but that's...
I always just withdraw cash. I'm like, I don't want their stupid app having my bank info.
But it's so convenient.
I don't even care about that. Convenience is what's going to kill us all. Because we always... That's why DoorDash became so popular. That's, people don't want to move.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's like WALL-E. That's a good Patreon video. You can watch WALL-E. Have you seen WALL-E?
I've seen WALL-E.
Okay. I don't know if you've actually seen it. I know you've seen. You know of it.
Obviously. I know of a lot of movies.
Yeah. I just don't know if you've actually seen it.
I've seen that.
You haven't seen very many.
I don't watch films. No.
Shrek.
Shrek and Shrek,
the Shrek
2.
series.
Not Shrek 3 or 4. I think there's 5 or whatever.
You haven't seen 3, 4, or 5?
I've seen 3 and 4 like a decade ago.
Oh. You just don't like them?
No.
Well, the first 2 are stellar.
Yeah.
And it's hard to...
Peak cinema.
It's hard to, like, move past that.
You can't. You can't
The second one might be better than the first one, actually.
Maybe.
Have we watched Shrek on the Patreon?
One of them.
Did we? We need
Probably
to watch
the first one.
Because, we did watch that one.
I don't think we watched the second one, though.
Well, if you guys didn't know, if you guys aren't on the Patreon, we watched Legally Blonde.
It was my choice. I came up with it. I was like, hey, Alex.
It's going up the same day as this episode, so if you want to watch that, that's just in the link below, patreon.com/BrotherBrother.
It's a good film.
Nick fell in love with Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
At least we learned that.
Yeah, she's gorgeous woman.
Banging in that movie.
She's gorgeous.
She's like, I think I looked it up. She's like 48, so she's not even 50 yet.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, she must have been like a child in that movie, or like
It's
early
like
20s.
Hollywood money. Some of them get it. Some of them don't. The ones that do.
She clearly got it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that whole movie was basically objectifying her, So
Yeah.
it's not like it was your fault. It was like,
It was purposeful.
should we let her into Harvard? I mean, sir. Please just look at the screen.
Just
look at the girl in the bathing suit, please.
Yeah.
When we have to let her in. How many girls look like this at the school?
And it's like, it's hyperbole, but I'm sure that's happened.
Yeah.
Like that exact thing.
Yeah. And at least in some, offshoot way.
Yeah, maybe less funny, I would imagine.
Yeah. With
Like,
Chad,
more dark. Much more dark.
much darker. Yeah. Well, because I mean, the whole plot was that she was just following her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend to law school, right? Because he was like, "I'm out of here. I'm like moving on to
this
like,
chick
bigger, better
that
things."
he got with just hated her for no reason the entire time. It was just like over the top about it. Like, bitch, if you don't,
you know what I'm saying? You better back up. Better back up, girl.
get away from my lady.
And I don't even know if it was really a Valentine's movie.
I didn't think. No, and it didn't seem like it to me.
It was just pink.
It was pink.
So I mean,
Sure.
that's kind of it. That's where it ends.
They use it in Valentine's sometimes.
Yeah, and I never found out what that one Disney movie is that was with the leprechaun. I think it's Luck of the Irish. That sounds like what Disney would call a movie with leprechauns in it.
Maybe. It's entirely possible.
Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
You don't need a pot of gold to get slappy.
D, goddamn bitch. Did you hear about the next season coming out? Did you see like the episodes?
Nope.
It was on the subreddit. A subreddit. I think it was the Always Sunny subreddit. It was just the names of the episodes. You didn't see that? Look, it was funny. We don't have to go look it up right now, but
I'm going to.
I don't want to spoil it because it kind of spoils some stuff. But one of the titles has the F-bomb in it, and I'm just kind of like, oh, you have that in the title of the episode, and it's the Abbott Elementary one. So they must go hard in the Sunny version, if that's what's happening. Which is kind of funny because if you've seen the Abbott Elementary version episode with the Sunny characters, it's very mild. They seem to just be,
because they had to tone it down.
Yeah,
It's more of a like family friendly show. They couldn't just.
So how hard are they going to go on their show then, though?
I would hope exceptionally.
Exceptionally hard.
I would
Rock
hope
solid.
So hard.
Yeah. No.
Like hopefully.
Are you finding it, or was it removed?
Haven't seen a single one.
I think it was posted like yesterday or something, but it doesn't matter. We'll see it when it comes out. And I think it's supposed to come out in July or something, right? Isn't that when they're supposed to start releasing?
Maybe. I'll look that one
You've
up.
heard nothing?
No, I haven't.
You're
really,
so far away from your microphone too. It's crazy.
No, I haven't looked anything up about it. I'm just waiting
away
for it to come out.
Yeah, I get it.
It says scheduled to premiere in June 2025.
June. There we go. June 11th, 2025, baby.
I don't know if that's the exact date.
Be a gift to you, bitch.
Well,
He'd love that.
that'd be fine.
All in your pants.
Be whatever, you know.
What?
It just says June 2025. No exact date. But that's
something I learned today, besides your June 2025 Always Sunny release date, is that Elon Musk is kind of, not cool.
Just learned
he's
that.
what is being referred to as a breeder.
He's been known to be a breeder for years.
But I'm just learning about this. Oh. Like, apparently he just had another kid.
He's got like 17. 20.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? 20 kids?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to do anything aside from
give them money,
pumping them out. Yeah.
What's wrong with him? What? I didn't know this about him. That guy who's in Donald Trump's ear.
Yeah. They'd be licking each other's
like
earlobes.
Sending shit about like fucking celebrating him.
Yeah.
This is not a guy who should be in charge of anything.
No. But he has all the money, so.
And mom thinks he's self-made. He's not. How did he get his money?
Pulled up his bootstraps.
Which, as we discussed in the beginning, doesn't mean anything. And that could be the title of the episode. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, baby. Bro.
Fucking simple shit.
Which is it's so dumb. I don't even. We shouldn't even say it, but we do.
It's too late for that. Yeah, it's ingrained in the cultural DNA.
Well, anyway, I think the latest kid was with like some like prostitute.
Nice.
I don't know if they all are with prostitutes, but I know he had one with that one rapper singer girl, Grimes, right? Didn't they have a kid?
I don't know the specifics on his children. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was the only one that I knew about. But apparently there's so many, and I'm just like...
Yeah, well, because he's wealthy.
Is he like an alien, bro? Like, he doesn't seem
autistic.
Like a person. Well...
He's on the spectrum.
And I mean, it's just crazy that most of these women aren't into him for anything other than just having their lives paid for them.
I mean...
By him, because he knocked them up.
It's a good hustle.
Getting knocked up by a billionaire must be fucking nice, huh?
Probably is. You don't even have to like take care of the child.
He doesn't want to be involved at all. He's just gonna give you money to shut the fuck up and just stay quiet.
You can just have your maid raise the child, and then you just are rich now.
Then you're right, because you could afford that.
Yeah, so because now you have abuelita that can take care of the child.
Yeah, and Consuela.
So now you're just free to be rich.
Yeah, you can just frolic and buy a bunch of like a house, a car, go crazy.
Another house, maybe
a third house, even
a beach house.
Have another kid with another guy because your life's
one
being
that you
paid
actually
for by
care about. Yeah.
Which is crazy that you can just say that this is your job. Oh, I banged Elon Musk and had a baby with him. Yeah, that's how I can just pay for everything.
I mean, no one would believe you.
Well, honestly, and if you're like this girl who's like a prostitute and like well known, like escort, like people know
she's an escort.
Yeah. Apparently, she was like claiming that she's like wants no attention and shit, and then had like a GQ team come to her house for a photo shoot, an article, like interview, recording about what happened. I'm just like,
that's just a coincidence.
It's the so zoom on me. It's the opposite of a coincidence. It's a planned act. Nope. Doing the opposite of what you said you wanted to have happen. I love hypocrites. It's great. It's so good.
Just premeditated breeding. Or whatever.
How can you have... I mean, I guess when you're that wealthy, you're so separated from reality that you're just kind of like... I mean... I guess I might knock this girl up. I mean, I'm not going to wear a condom. I'm not going to pull out. I'm going to blast. So it's kind of like...
You got to blast.
We're going to leave this up to chance.
Well, it's not really chance.
That's going to be the title of the episode. I'm going to blast. Not even bust, dude.
I'm going to blast. You should start saying blast now. Yeah,
I'm going to blast off, I'm going
to go blast off.
Blast in, more like,
You're just going to blast.
He's not pulling
just
out.
Blasting.
Blasting in, baby. Yeah. Just like a fire hose. Just turn it on. Turn it off.
Like a sprinkler system.
Grotesque. Well, I almost Well, I don't know how to feel about these women doing this for the money.
I do. I hate them as people, but like, hey, you got to respect the hustle.
Okay, yes.
They got to make your money.
That's how I feel. Yes, because I admire just the fact that they're willing to go to such lengths.
Yeah, I won't do that. I would never do that. But
like working or like just having a normal life with a normal person.
You will never do that ever.
Not when you bang a billionaire and let him blast in you.
Yeah, I mean it's a way to
just do it. I can't imagine.
Some people hate working.
I can't imagine he would be good at it, or like she would enjoy it, or like,
he wouldn't.
She would get off at all. It would just be done.
Yeah, and they just throws a credit card at the back of her head.
It would take 2 seconds. She's pregnant, and he leaves.
Yeah, just chucks the black card at the back of her head. Says there's no limit on there, and then just leaves.
God,
it's probably what happens, honestly.
Well, when you're that wealthy, it
like your 401k has been opened now.
Yeah. Well, I guess it just takes, I don't know, 20 years of that misery, living like that, for you to realize, oh, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done that. This kind of fucked up everything.
I doubt it, because their lives are probably infinitely better with the amount of wealth that they've sustained.
He has to keep doing his thing in order to keep their lives as they are.
Yeah.
And if anything happens to him or the companies, it's all, I mean, they're fucked.
Yeah, I don't see them having like a specific like trust account set aside, because I don't think that they would.
You think they're this,
No, I don't.
As far as they thought ahead was, I'm just going to get knocked up by this rich dude.
And he's going to pay my bills.
That's what he's into. He's into just banging.
He just likes raw dog loads. Yeah.
Who doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
But you got to have the money to be able to sustain the lifestyle.
You got to have a weird alien breeding kink and infinite source of money that it just doesn't matter. And anything you do doesn't matter, I guess.
Basically, yeah. No, if you have a certain amount of money, you can just get away with whatever you want. It's probably amazing. You know what I mean?
I was watching, as I do, Rhett and Link. They looked up how much it costs, like a speeding ticket or like going through like a red light, and it was like $100.
That's a substantial amount of money for nothing.
For breaking the law, it's absolutely. You can just, I mean, imagine a wealthy. What is $100 to somebody who has infinite cash?
That means I'm spending $100 to never stop at a red light.
I'm just gonna never stop.
Yeah.
Why would you follow any laws ever? You would just would just break as many laws as you can, getting to your destination, and then receive the bill from the cop and be like, "All right, thank you."
That's what a fine is. It's just the price to be able to do this. That's literally all it is.
Oh, here you go. You've done a lot of bad things, but if you can pay this, it's all okay.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna even impede you anymore. Here you go, pay this fine.
We will not hassle you anymore after you give us the money.
Yeah. Yep.
Why is money that powerful?
Well, because it's necessary for everything.
Wow.
And it's all.
And people say
up.
that money doesn't, make people happy. That's kind of.
They say money doesn't buy happiness, but it
not physically.
It sure can. He sure can help you get there. It can speed up the process.
Yeah, you can't be like, hey, give me some happiness now, please. Thanks.
No, but you can buy like drugs.
Yeah, I can buy a vacation. I can buy a nice house. I can buy a new animal.
Jet. Let me get a jet.
I can get a jet.
I just feel like going across the country, but I don't want to wait in line at the airport.
Bro, like you can go across the country. Like you can go anywhere. It's like
I just have
that's happiness.
Train line, I just kind of stay on a train all the time.
You just sit on a train all day?
Yeah.
What do you like? Is it running or is it just
it's running across the country.
Oh, okay.
It takes passengers.
I thought you were just sitting in a stopped train.
No. This is a train company.
And this is going across
I attach my own
Eastern
train
Europe.
car.
Probably.
Or America, wherever.
We don't have many like trains like that.
There's not many train stations here, no. But
not like ones that people are on.
You could build one if you were wealthy.
Oh, okay.
So
now we're talking like that kind of wealth. Like
yeah.
Government wealth, basically.
Like you can afford whatever.
Yeah. Where you're like, I'm just going to build a world.
Yeah, I would just have like a house in the train and then just hook it up to the end of the train cars.
The power grid.
Yeah, and then people could pay to ride on your train in the front like a common pleb, and then you have your house getting subsidized by the peasants.
So to start, you would just need to buy like an island.
You would need like $8 billion.
Yeah. So you'd buy this island with nothing on it. You know, you'd have to put power on this island. You'd afford all this.
It's part of the investment.
Money. Yeah. You're adding roads.
Just enough.
You're adding buildings. You're adding houses.
Not many buildings. You know, you don't want to break up the view.
Well, you have to sell these to people to entice them to come.
Yeah, they're going to want the view of the...
Oh, so you're going to have sparse... It's going to be like a luxury...
Sparse,
it's a luxury
high-rise
township. What is this place?
It's a place for people that are affluent to enjoy a few months out of the year and not stay at.
So these are nicely built houses. It's very expensive operation.
Very expensive.
But money is no object to you. So, I mean, it's just... You want it done, so
you're
it's
just kind of getting it.
That way you have it.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't want to not have it.
You don't want to not have it. And in the future, you might want it. And that way
you have it already.
Even if you don't want it now.
You might want it later. Maybe. You don't know.
So that way you have it.
How are you going to know you in the future?
All you know is you right now. Back then. And I imagine it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we got all the roads everywhere, basically.
Yeah, that's how we got houses on the cheap.
In the past, not so much anymore.
Well.
No.
No.
It's like ridiculous.
Now it's like you have to just have money, and then you can.
You have to already have someone that has a house,
and then buy a house. Oh yes, already have a house.
It helps.
Once you already have a house, then you
can sell it and get a different house because you already have a house.
Wow,
it's so much easier to make money when you already have money.
Shit. Even like property, like you said, like a house, like just the ability to be able to sell that and just buy get a new one so much money. Yeah, to be smart with, you know,
or not even.
You
don't even have to.
It's just blow it on nothing. Blow it on dumb stuff.
You could, and you could still get like a smaller house too.
You can get yes. Well, that'd be smarter if you just downsize somehow
and then buy whatever you want with the rest of the money.
Man, God, if only we had money, dude. I would like
if I was born rich,
the speed at which I would buy a rental property just to have that constant stream of income and not have to actually work besides maintaining these properties.
Dude, I would never have to work ever again. Ever.
Like if we had like one of these units,
maybe on weekends, if
one of these units, something like that shit, dude. You know what I'm saying?
That would pay.
I mean, this whole place is owned by a corporation. But, I mean, like
but like just in like
there's
our
like
section,
little
there's 12 units just right here.
Yeah,
paying like $1,500 a month at least.
Yep. All you gotta do is make sure they're clean and everything's wired right and it's built.
That's almost $20K
a month.
Just from right here. Not even from all these other buildings. They're raking in the dough, bro. Yeah. They aren't spending shit to maintain. There's no way.
So that's a good point because they really aren't doing much, like at least to our place, day to day.
When was the last time they like repaired anything?
They replaced the thermostat, but that's like a $20 thing.
Yeah, that's not an expensive part.
Yeah. So
they change out our filters, which good, but the amount of money they're making, they're better.
But I mean.
Even then, they're like, you guys have to move your stuff. Though.
Yeah, they make us do it because there's shit in the way. So,
like, come on, guys.
Well,
they're waxing.
Technically, you're following the rules, but I'm just like, hey, you're allowed to, if it's something like
is it really going to be a big deal? How much does that weigh? 5 pounds? Come on, guy.
Like, if you even just be like, you mind if I move this? Yeah, bro. I mean, even if you drop it, I don't give a shit. Just do what you need to do.
It won't break. It won't break.
Even if it does, I don't care. You just move it,
It's probably for liability reasons, yeah.
Yeah, but again, I don't care. If something breaks, I'll pay for it. Just move it and do your job and leave, please,
It's not... That's the whole thing for them, is that, like, anyone could do it. Like, sue them. So, like, they're just like, we just are going to blanket. No, we're not going to touch that. This is a very litigious society, Alex.
I know, but it's like, hey, I could do that. I want to buy a bunch of units and then do that. I'll be that guy.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't touch this. Sorry. There's a box kind of in my
zoning
way.
Or something.
It's my knees.
There's
It's my back, actually.
The humidity today is outrageous.
Well, today it's just, I mean, it's been so goddamn cold for the last like 3 days for no reason.
Yeah,
it was like normal cold last week, and now it's frigid cold.
It had gotten up to like 40 at a certain point.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
And now we're in the teens again. Why? Why are we in the teens again?
It's Ohio.
It's because the stupid ass groundhogs saw his shadow or didn't see, whatever it was. Whatever
Something with his shadow.
Whatever he did
caused it to get cold.
Yeah, that dickhead.
Prick.
Just causing it to just 6 more weeks of winter. Why, guy? Please, no.
Just because. Oof.
Well, the groundhog is always wrong.
And it is not getting warm tomorrow or the next day.
No, we're in what they call a cold snap, right?
Sure.
It's just constantly cold until one day you're like, oh, thank
Monday,
God, it's stopping.
A high of 48.
That's what I'm talking about. Back to
then
normal.
Then it just drops.
And if you're not in the Midwest, these temperatures might sound absurd. This is all in Fahrenheit.
They are absurd.
Yeah, but
that's the highest it'll be for like the next 2-3 weeks.
It's cold, but not this cold.
Yeah,
where,
it's like a huge spike for that one day.
Yeah, well. I've been working my job at the school.
Uh-huh.
Yep. The guy, the director
Molding
left
lines.
as we've last spoke.
Yeah.
So my job has gotten a lot easier, you know.
Sure.
Just doing even less now because
meanwhile, we're like, one other coworker's just getting killed.
No, we're both just like, we're not doing much.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, everything's working as it should right now. If anything goes wrong,
what are the odds?
There's no one there to fix it. You know, it's just kind of like we just gotta
hope that nothing goes wrong.
Improvise, yeah, you know, dance on our feet, baby.
Oh boy, you're not a dancer.
No, I'm not a dancer, and I don't know anything about networks or protocols or IPs or any kind of configuration of that.
Nice.
Well,
neither does the guy you're with.
No,
I would imagine. Yeah.
He does, but not as much as the main dude was.
Well, the main dude is
who like set it up.
That's why he's making so much more money.
Set it up. Yeah. Well, that's why he left for like an increase in pay is like as much as I get paid per year. You know,
that's his braise.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
And just when I heard that, I was like, "That's the increase,
Jesus.
huh? Wow, so what do you make now?"
Right. How many commas?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, there's definitely one.
Rich. There's always one.
And there's 6 digits probably. You know.
I would say 7.
No, probably not 7.
He's making $1 million a year.
No, not from working at a school.
Yeah.
He was probably making a clean
$200K.
He was honestly probably making like 70 to 80.
Outrageous.
And then is getting that much of an increase. So now he's probably over 100K.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine making $100,000 in 1 year.
Dude,
what would you even do with all that money?
The guy I work with, girlfriend's brother makes $200,000 a year, and we did the math, and it's like $20,000 a month. And I'm like,
how do you spend
when
all
you
that?
get that paycheck? It's just like
immediate erection.
Is it not just like
I
every
need a
time,
new pair of
just
underwear
like,
for sure.
Holy fuck, that's a lot of money.
Dude, I wouldn't.
Dude, if I ever got a check like that, there would be so much would get done with it with one check of that.
Nah, I'd invest that first $20K for sure.
No, half, and I'd be paying so much shit off with that other half.
You have a lot of debt. Yeah,
I do.
You do need.
And it's so goddamn annoying, and not making any money for 2 months is just it holds you back even further.
It doesn't help you pay off the debt.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It just keeps you, keeps you steady because you can't.
Steady, so you're not.
You can't pay it off in a big chunk.
Increasing
like I was
the
trying.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, you're being fired though.
Pay those bills. Better get those bootstraps again.
Bro, that bank account is looking real sad right now. But I do get paid. either this week or next week.
I think I get
God,
paid
I hope
next
it's this week. Jesus Christ, do I hope it's this week.
It's probably this week, right?
Well, it should be, but the way they do it, it's like on...
They got a checking into savings.
It's like on the 5th and the 25th, or like on the 7th and the 20th. I don't know why they do it, like on specific days.
Just to fuck with you.
The 25th is like on the Tuesday, like next Tuesday. And I'm like, I hope it's not that. I hope it's just this Friday. Tuesday. I hope it's this Friday, you know. Like, please just give me my goddamn paycheck, please. God.
Money needing a lot now.
Yeah, I mean, truly. Money me. My savings is gone. It's all about just rebuilding at this point. Rebuilding from the ashes.
Hey, thanks, Klarna.
Just did nothing good for me. Nothing good. They paid my bills for a good almost 3 years. So
that's pretty substantial.
I guess that's good. They didn't want to, clearly. They were just begrudgingly doing it.
Why are we paying you for this?
And they're like, let's stop this now. Let's just be done with this.
Yeah.
And I was like
many other people.
And then we were all just like, wait, what?
They were like, bye.
Everything's working too smoothly and too well, actually.
Well, you guys are on the guest accounts.
So yeah, when we were transferred to the new company, none of us had actual accounts. We all had guest accounts. So it was just kind of like, oh, this isn't gonna last.
They haven't said anything, but
this isn't gonna last long, is it? All the managers have regular accounts. Why do I?
All these other new hires have regular accounts.
Yeah. That was closer to when I left. The new hires came in, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they don't have guest accounts.
Not a single one of them's on a guest.
Nope. But you bet your sweet ass, all of us from Klarna are.
Oh yeah, they're all in a cluster.
Yeah,
yeah. They're like, keep them separated.
Guess. We need to know. We need to be able to easily identify.
Yeah, that way we can't blend in with each other.
Yeah. Well, they paid us much more than they paid those guys, and they just didn't want to. They didn't want to pay us that.
That tracks. Companies don't like paying their employees more.
No, because Klarna was paying me like 23, in like this company's what they pay their people is $13 an hour.
So they're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they had to pay us from Klarna for like a year, I guess. Was their contract. You know,
that was the contract.
And they kept to the date. They kept to the date. They were like, no.
We're that 1 year.
We will not do this. Stop. 1 month further. one day further.
Stop the bleeding.
Yeah, we must get rid of.
You guys are siphoning all of our cash.
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
Jackasses. You know, all of them.
Well, now you're in the hands of God. So
technically, God's paying my bills. Or he will. He's not yet.
He hasn't paid a bill yet.
He hasn't paid me at all yet. I've done a lot of work for God. And
God says you owe me money right
I'm on my third week, technically, and then I have 2 extra days that I worked, and I haven't gotten paid yet. So much working and not enough money.
No money at all. It sounds like slavery so far.
So far. I did get an email today about my direct deposit is being set up, so that's good.
That's awesome.
Which means they can send my money to the right place.
Yeah, instead of a paper check. Like, what year is this?
Bro, when I worked at, I can say it now, Huntington, that was the bank. For the month and a half.
For the very short period of time.
I worked at Huntington, where it felt like hell. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I know I mentioned it to Danny. They do direct deposit, but they don't do direct deposit if you don't have a Huntington account.
That's retarded.
Yes. So they made us all set up Huntington accounts if we didn't have one.
Ew.
And I did because I had to.
I would have left right there. I'd been like, no.
Oh, that's when I was mentally like, oh, okay, no thanks. But I did it just because I'm not going to have a paper check. I want you to direct deposit. And then as soon as it would be direct deposited, I would transfer it immediately to my Fifth Third account.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's just like adding extra steps to get paid.
Yeah.
Never.
Nope. I don't work there anymore.
Like, oh, so you're going to make me, but you can't make me. Oh, no. Bye.
Right. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
They had a lot of stupid rules like that, you know. So
it's a corporate atmosphere.
The thing is that they also had within their corporate intro slideshows, they're like, we want this to feel like the best job you've ever had.
No.
And I'm like, this is a fucking call center, jackasses. This isn't going to be anyone's best job. This is going to be everyone's least favorite job. unless you're some kind of psychopath who likes talking on the phone to people who have issues all day, every day.
Some people enjoy it.
Dad
does. Jeffrey is super.
Boy, do I get tired of it though. Holy shit! And then you come home.
I don't even want to.
You come home. Someone asks you one question. Shut up. You know, I snap immediately because it's just all day. I've been. Hey, can someone help me? You know,
no.
Just because all day it's just it's constant questions, constant help.
That's literally the job.
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that job.
I could never do that. No, fuck that.
No, didn't want to do that. Yeah, because I don't care about their problems.
Not even a little bit, right?
And half the time I'm like, oh, you could have solved this yourself.
Yeah, you spent more time calling and talking to complain to me,
waiting in queue,
rather than
talking
troubleshooting. You would have
figured it out in seconds, just almost instantly.
Ridiculous.
If you put in a modicum of mental effort, it's crazy how much you can figure out all on your own.
Yeah, but their first thought is, I need to call somebody.
And there's so many people that think that way and do it just because they don't want to put any thought into it.
That's why call centers still exist.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't used one in years.
No.
Years.
No, they should be obsolete.
People use them daily.
We have the internet.
It's so
Why
easy.
the fuck do we have call centers still?
No reason except for people that don't want to even try to think.
Honestly, call centers should just have AI that just like takes in the request like with just like
that
question
is the
prompts.
Future for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because
and then it organizes it. Like
no human should have to tolerate that.
No,
like,
holy, and then
you
right, and then you're supposed to just turn like once you're free, and then you're supposed to just not think about that.
Just move on to the next operation.
Yeah,
and then do that for hours every day.
Yeah, and with Huntington, like when you hung up the phone, it puts you immediately back in the line to get the calls. Unless you like were purposely after call. I need like a few minutes.
Just give me like 5 minutes, please. They were just screaming.
5? No,
Alex.
I'm serious. You get maybe 1-2 max per call. Minutes of like work after call work is what they called it, to like log the call and like record it all.
Nah.
And then you have to hop into the next one.
Never.
Literally fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, no.
I did the first day I took calls like that. I was like, oh, I'm not doing this. Oh, no.
Everyone's got their line. That's my line. No, that's my line. No.
Oh, no, I don't think so. No. People can work this. I mean, I'm like looking around. It's almost like the telemarketing job that I had where I'm just like looking around like, is everyone just doing the job like normal?
Yeah.
Am I the only one like questioning what the fuck's going on?
Yep.
And it was. I was.
Yeah.
And then I walked out those doors.
They live there.
Got the call from the school and never looked back.
We looked back a little bit.
Well, I look back kind of like...
We were like, where's my fingerprints, guys?
Yeah.
It's been a month.
Well, I did make some friends there at Huntington. I did not tell them about my podcast, thankfully.
Yeah.
God damn.
You should never tell anyone.
I almost told Mike. Didn't tell him.
Don't tell Mike. don't let Mikey see.
No, because he showed me his, and I was like, "Oh man, dude, your fucking production quality is so much better than ours." But I'm like, "Oh, we get more views." All right,
it's because we're
entertaining
guys, not like Hoodie Boy.
Bro, it's just theirs looked so much better than ours.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, they got 4 guys. It should be way easier to talk. It's about the meat and potatoes of the whole thing, and we're all meat over here.
We're all meat, no potatoes. Well,
we're so much meat. There's a little bit of potatoes.
You want some. You don't want
potatoes,
too much,
but
all meat, some potatoes.
We're mostly meat. We're there's a little bit of potatoes.
There's all meat and a little bit of potatoes.
There's enough so that if you want a potato, you can eat some potato. But you're a meat bite. Boy. Yeah. Like full meat and then like one little
potato. What the hell were we talking about before this?
Fucking
super meat boy.
Meat and potatoes.
The train of thought is gone. It has been lost.
Thinking about meat and potatoes.
I wish we had a producer here. We don't have a producer. I am the producer.
Yeah. Where's your timestamps?
I can't remember.
Talking about you made friends at Huntington.
Oh, I was talking about Huntington. Yes. I did not tell about it.
I was just on the road to El Dorado.
It was a cool squad. Well, not really, but it was
the coolest squad.
A couple cool people, but I don't know if that's who was going to be.
You met some of the best friends that you have to this day. There.
No. But work friends are fleeting, though. Because I remember when I worked at Apple, I had so many. Well,
most of the time you don't even get one last ride. They just disappear one day.
Well, yeah, whenever you
or they
leave
quit
or
you
leave.
quit. Yeah.
There never is a one last ride. Unless you like hang out after work sometimes, or stuff like that.
Who does that anymore?
I did it when I worked at Apple, but we would all just smoke weed and just hang out, do tarot and shit. Those were the days, simpler times.
Yeah.
Now I'm influencing the youth, and
oh God, I hope not.
The godly youth.
Okay, all right, yeah.
They're not godly. Really.
They aren't listening to you either.
They're also not listening to me. No, so I'm just kind of talking to a wall. It seems.
Yeah. Occasionally, a wall. Other times, a boulder. It varies.
Is that because it's Easter? I made a Bible reference.
I know. Have you read the Bible?
Covered the whole of the cave that Jesus was in, right? And he had to move the boulder or some shit. I don't fucking know. Well,
he resurrected and freed himself. So when the centurions removed the boulder, he was gone, and they're like,
I just imagined the Arrested Development with Job.
It's so good. It's so much better.
Yeah, because he did the same thing. He
had a finger that said "Help me" on it.
Yeah. On a tip, sticking out of the barrel.
No one noticed.
Somehow. How would you notice that?
He's a magician named GOB, dude. They should have seen
Magician named GOB.
Like, he didn't have a fireworks shootout or something. You telling me? No sparks.
Dude, what's so sad is that I'm on the last season of that show right now, and it's just not as good as the first 3.
Every time it got rebooted, it was bad.
Season 5 is better than season 4, I think. Well, season 4 is like, they changed it. It's like something, fateful consequences or something like that.
Where it's like, they gotta...
It's just not called season 4. It's called like season 4 fateful consequence. I think they like remixed it or some shit.
Well, that's what they call it, but it's really just they couldn't shoot at the same time, so they had to shoot all their scenes like separately and cut them together.
It's so obvious, like... I mean, that's the season where Job does, the hiding behind a rock.
Yeah.
But like Tobias isn't there, but they like film him in a suit as if he's there, and they have a guy that looks, kind of
sort
like
of,
him.
but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last season's
that's season 4.
Kind of
season 5. I think it's better.
It's also kind of not great, but
not well. It's
I didn't
the
like
first
the
3
ending.
are so good.
I didn't like the ending really in particular.
I don't even know if I've seen the last season, honestly. It's like every time I watch these episodes,
just the first 3.
What?
The first 3 are the real
bro.
core.
So rewatchable. The first 3, just because they're so quotable. So many funny things happen. Mr. F.
It's a mentally retarded female.
Just the way the cop says it. No, it's MRF. Mentally retarded female.
You don't know what that is?
She's an MRF.
I was led to believe it was Mr. F.
They still play that soundbite like in the later seasons.
After it, yeah. It's a good show. It's a classic.
I kind of want to rewatch it just because, I am at the end. But I might skip season 4 next time just because I'm like, it just feels like it goes on for so long. And it feels so disconnected because no one's together.
I mean, yeah,
it feels so split up.
Season 5 is like that, too. Like,
it's just not as bad, though. Because, they have Maybe and George Michael together, and it just feels more normal.
I don't know. I just never really fucked with the older George Michael being a dickhead in college.
Michael Cera?
Yeah, basically.
He's not being a dickhead in college. He's the same kid.
He's trying to fuck his cousin. Kicks out his roommate to do it.
Well,
fucking ridiculous.
It is more acceptable as a younger kid to be into your cousin that way, isn't it?
Then as an adult, yeah.
I like the way they think.
Like, yeah, that's funny.
I mean, so good. That show is so subtle with his humor, dude.
Yeah. Then he gets older and he's so like, got a pedo mustache. He's like, I'm making a fake app to bang my cousin. Like, bro, come on.
You're still after this, huh?
Like,
this is still your arc.
This is the same you. Is it like really?
Still after Maybe like that, huh? Dude? You don't think she's moved on? You don't think she's not wanting that?
You don't think that she's like, this is my cousin. Let me see what he's into. That's
right,
like, bro.
No, dude, no. Ugh. What if they do another season?
But they won't.
Did it end pretty?
Yeah. Plus,
I didn't see that last.
Plus,
season, so I don't know.
Lucille's dead. She was like my favorite part of the show.
At least she is in the last season then, because she is. I mean, she's clearly had so much freaking work done in like the last 2 seasons. Lindsay too. Holy hell, dude. She's just, crazy.
She's got that Hollywood money when it goes from cult classic to mainstream.
Man, Jessica Walters though, she's an icon.
Yeah, she's so fucking funny.
So good. Well, would you want to make a TV show?
I don't
kind of like the Arrested Development, the Bluths.
Yeah, that'd
like
be
a rich family.
That'd be fun.
Like falling out of wealth, or like never had
then
wealth,
gaining wealth,
or like kind of like our family, like a family like
where some have wealth.
Yeah, where like your family, there are wealthy people.
You're not one of them.
You're not though.
You're not one of them.
You're like way at the other end of the spectrum.
You're full proletariat.
You started at the very beginning. You started at 0.
You started actually at negative.
Yeah. You're starting with debt, so you're actually like
if you starting at 0 would have been a bonus.
That would have been good. Yeah, I would have liked starting at 0. I started at negative a lot.
Yeah, me too. I started at negative. Too much.
Still at negative a lot. So it's like
I'm not anymore. Thank God.
That's good. I'm just
through years and years of hard labor and suicidal ideology.
Working yourself to death. Yeah. Well, that's corporate America, baby. Because
that's capitalism.
People that make $200,000 a year, they're working 6-7 days a week. They're working long ass. They're like They're like live, breathing, eating work.
Others,
which
others work 35 hours.
Well, that's the guy that like inherited. That's the guy that
that's the life
need to work.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine, dude, just always.
That's the guy who has the easy
never
life.
Not having enough sleep. Imagine that one.
Not really ever having to set an alarm because you don't really need to be anywhere.
Yeah,
you can just
for any reason
ever.
And if you're late, so what?
People tend to your whims.
You wake up, food is already prepared for you.
Yeah. People ask you what you need.
Freshly laundered.
They're like, how could we help you? What did you need us to do for you? Yeah,
they wear those nice little suits.
All right, can someone get my car?
I call him Jeeves.
Yes, we can get your car for you. Oh, can someone get me my coffee?
Can you actually warm up my car for me and bring it just a couple laps around the building? I want to see it shine in the morning sunlight.
Well, they would drive you. You're not driving yourself anywhere.
No, but at that point you would have like a nice stretch vehicle, not like a standard 2 4-door.
You'd have a stretch vehicle. You wouldn't have like a luxury, like a I was gonna say Pontiac.
You mean like an Escalade?
No, well, I guess an Escalade.
Riding in the back seat of that bad boy.
I was thinking more like a Porsche is what I was thinking of.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought of Pontiac. That's hilarious.
That's not an expensive company. Particularly.
That's an everyman car. But a Porsche.
That's a proletariat.
A Porsche. Yeah. And
maybe not a Porsche though. They break down. You need something reliable.
That doesn't even matter though.
It does to you because you'll be inconvenienced.
You got more than one. Bring the other Porsche.
I forgot about the 3 backup Porsches that you have following you.
He doesn't care how well it runs. He likes how it looks, and
it sounds very loud.
Yeah, and it's comfortable on the inside.
Jeeves will drive it. He knows.
Jeeves will drive.
He knows what he's doing with that thing.
If I tell him to shut his goddamn mouth, he stays quiet.
I tell him to stop his blubbering.
Yeah.
And we're doing this right the fuck now.
If I tell him to quit your fucking tears.
Slam on the goddamn gas. Yeah, I know there's a train coming. That's why I'm telling you to speed up.
Shit.
That's why I'm saying speed up.
Yes.
So we don't hit it. Let's go. Go.
Yeah. You'd be a good boss.
Dude, that'd be so good.
Yeah, you'd be kind.
Benevolent.
Well... Violent, not benevolent.
No, benevolent.
Violent.
Benevolent.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be a dangerous
altruistic.
Man. A dangerous man. A feared man.
Jeeves would
feared.
He would
by
do
many.
what I need him to do.
Well, Jeeves would, just because he's kind of like your henchman in a way.
He's not a henchman
in this case.
He's a butler. My butler named Jeeves.
An armed butler.
Yeah, he's armed.
He doesn't need to be armed.
Yes, he does.
Why?
Because that's my top guy.
This is your top guy. You can't have anything happen. You can't have anything happen to Jeeves.
No, Jeeves has to be able to
fend for himself,
take care of business. Yeah. Yep, that's Jeeves. He oversees the henchmen.
And you trust Jeeves with your life, Nick?
Yeah.
And he trusts you with his.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
He looks at you.
As well he should. Yeah, well he should.
Never would. Jeeves knows better.
Nah, but he also wouldn't dare betray me.
But he could.
He could, but he knows that
he's a dangerous
vengeance
man.
is terrifying. And that's Jeeves.
Nick, your Game Boy thing didn't show up today.
No, it didn't. It still says it's supposed to be delivered today. It still doesn't say out for delivery, though.
No. It's not going to be delivered today. This will be tomorrow. The day that you don't have off. It's very convenient.
Whatever.
It's very convenient. I don't know if mine from China is going to ever show up, like they said it would. It's not listed on the tracking thing, I don't think. But
yeah, I don't think that's ever.
Amex is getting my money back. Don't worry about that.
I don't think they even thought about shipping it, Alex.
I mean, it's been so long at this point. I don't even know how long I've waited. I already ordered your blue cover for your thing.
Nice.
But it's going to take so goddamn long to get here because, I ordered mine like over 2 weeks ago. It just shipped today.
Shipped?
Yeah, shipped. It'll be here Saturday. But it takes a while, so I'm like, I'm just going to get ahead of that. Because they got to 3D print it, We got to go through the whole... I mean, if they were smart, they would have them already made.
Yeah, they would think that as a shop that they would already have them pre-made. And then just they don't have to...
And then it would be quicker for them.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have to panic and, make it all last minute.
It arrived at the USPS regional facility in Columbus today at 2:43.
I was about to say that was way... So just... no update.
It says arrives today. Suck my dick.
It's not going to arrive today. It's actually going to arrive...
tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Probably.
Because it's not in New Albany yet, and that's where it has to go to deliver first,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom just texted me dinner Tuesday with the broski. Why is she trying to use slang?
She's been on her slang shit recently.
She's on like her shit right now. Like, what are you doing, Mom?
She's
a wild woman.
She's a wild card.
A wild child. She already knows that,
That's true. She is She does her own thing, and there's not a damn thing anyone can do to stop her.
Nick, in phone news, there's not going to be another folding phone coming out this year. That I was going to get the Fold 2. Not going to happen anymore. They're not releasing it in America.
Is it a Chinese thing?
Yep, only Chinese thing. And Apple today actually released a phone for some reason, the iPhone 16e.
Really? Yeah. I've heard not anything about this.
It's a $700 phone. They're like,
wow,
amazing price, and I'm just like, okay,
amazingly high.
Yeah, it's got one camera on the back. It looks like the iPhone, every iPhone, So, what did they really change?
You're not hype about that?
I feel like not a lot of people are. I mean, it's just get like
it's
a 15
hype
at this point, like this is a 15. This thing's fine.
Probably costs like $200 now.
At this point, I don't know, probably as much as that one, like $700, $600, $700.
God, iPhones are ridiculously expensive these days.
Resale, baby. That's what it's all about. But
you ever resell your?
I'm
old
not gonna.
iPhone?
I always. I didn't resell the 12 mini. This one because we had to use it for pod.
That's not why you didn't sell it, though. You had it before.
Well, I was going to sell it when I bought this one. But then I was like, but it can record in 4K 60. And I don't want to have to use my phone if we can just use that one. So I was just like, I'm just going to keep that one.
That way it's like a professional
Well, that way it's just the camera. That's all it's for. It's just being a camera.
And what a fine camera it is.
I mean, it's just fine. The quality isn't amazing. It's technically 4K 60. It says it on YouTube.
Technically.
It doesn't look like it's, like other 4K videos.
It looks like 480p, but whatever.
It doesn't look like that, but when people are using actual 4K like camcorders to record the podcast,
it looks like clear.
Yeah, it looks like really good. That's real 4K. This is just iPhone 4K.
This is quote unquote 4K.
4K.
It's 4K.
It's just 4K. So like when you see the video, it has the little 4K icon under it. And it looks better that way. It looks more professional. I'm just adding credibility to our channel.
Scheming.
Your license plate says scamming.
No.
Well, if you don't think we're scamming, you probably like this podcast and you probably want to check us out on Patreon because it's just more of this. And like I said, we watched whatever the hell we watched. What the hell did we watch?
Legally Blonde.
For some reason, I keep wanting to say Pretty in Pink, but that's not the movie.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
It's just a pink movie because that's what I think of when I think of Legally Blonde. It's just a pink movie because it's just very pink.
It was very pink.
But we watched that on Patreon this week, so if you want to see us react to that, make sure you check out the Patreon link below and subscribe for only $2 because it's cheap. Cheap. I mean, if you want to give us more, you can give us, $3 or $10.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing with that money?
Yeah,
truly, really.
If you actually like us, and I'm not gaslighting you, but if you actually liked us, you would support us on Patreon. If you actually liked us,
he's not gaslighting, but yeah, if we were to, you would even notice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.